Last weekend, I attended ABUG South down in Camberley, a year on from my last visit in April 2024. As usual, it was full of very smart people and their very interesting machines, with lots of new projects and artifacts on display. This was a really busy ABUG, particularly on the Saturday, so I was sharing my table with Chris, who currently administers the BBEM emulator project. This time around I left the Beeb at home, but brought my trusty Electron and its travel-friendly screen, along with my new Raspberry Pi 500. The two together looked great, providing a nice symmetry. I was also armed with Scions, including a couple of recent acquisitions, such as the Organizer 2 XP, the most popular device among visitors to my retro corner, and just before coming down to Camberley, I'd managed to get hold of a data pack containing Defender for the Organizer 2. I also spoke with Tom Seddon of B2 emulator fame, who told me that he'd written games in OPL for the Organizer back in the day, and he's going to see if he can find them at home and share them. I especially enjoyed seeing Daniel J's Victor 9000 computer, a PC designed by Chuck Peddle that predated the IBM PC, which came with a glorious green monochrome display that was super sharp. It could even play sampled audio, which for a machine from 1982 is very impressive. We even got a sneak peek inside the machine at one point as Daniel attempted to diagnose an issue with AutoCAD. On the Beeb front, there were two very exciting 3D demonstrations that caught my eye. First off was Mark Moxon's 3D Elite, which, although I'd read about, had not actually seen up and running on a Beeb. The anaglyph 3D glasses combined with Mark's clever coding really made Elite quite literally pop, and all running on 80s hardware without any Pi-boosted trickery. You can download this version of Elite from Mark's website and have a go yourself, which I highly recommend. The other 3D demo I saw was Chris Bradburn's work-in-progress 3D maze game, which uses the raycasting technique to render a really impressive 3D space that you can walk around and explore, moving between different rooms and finding items like health packs and keys to unlock other doors. This is the same technique that was used by the id Software team to create Wolfenstein 3D, but where they did it on a PC from the 90s, Chris has managed to do it on an original BBC Micro without sideways RAM or co-pro assistance. He's working it up into a fully fledged game, and I for one can't wait to play it once it's ready. I was also fortunate enough to get a chance to playtest Tricky's Dig Dug, which will hopefully be available in the not too distant future. I really love Dig Dug, and getting to play it on a Beeb was a real treat. I got to catch up with a lot of great people over the weekend, and it was particularly nice to get to meet the likes of Matt Godbolt, Stephen Scott and Mark Moxon in person, having only ever previously spoken to them online. Special thanks go to Chris Needham, my table buddy for the weekend, for helping me diagnose what turned out to be a bug that I'd actually created myself, which meant that I could finally get MMB Explorer up and running on my Pi, thus enabling me to get 0x Codes games across onto my Elk SD cartridge and finally play them on an Electron just as nature intended. This event also helped me build on my Econet knowledge, courtesy of a highly informative chat with Jared and a physical Econet setup that was in the process of being put together by Elliot. But I'm going to save all of that for another day, as I'll be going to an Econet LAN party at the National Museum of Computing in June to see it all in action, and hopefully connecting up my Elk as well for the very first time. Before I close out this video though, I'd like to say a big thank you to Kieran for organising ABUG South. I had a really excellent time and I'm already looking forward to the next one. But for now, it's time to say goodbye, and thanks for watching.